Hi, my name is Hava Siegelman. I'm a program manager here at DARPA. Our veterans and soldiers put everything they have, their health, risk their life, and we in turn can give them the best technology that we can. And that's what this program is about. Daniel was 21 when he suffered traumatic abdominal injury. He came back from Afghanistan and required a complete loss of his pancreas. With that, his life has changed with one day. He was unable to control his blood sugar, started gaining fat, couldn't digest, and his heart function changed. He couldn't do aerobics anymore. His life has changed not only because of the immediate health, but there was a great scare. His medication, insulin, was in such a situation that every night he would need to give himself insulin. If he gave a little bit too much, he could go into coma or die. And if regularly he gave a little bit too little, then he would get kidney failures, he could get blindness or a stroke. The issue is that the amount of the medication for Daniel, what he needs today, was not the same as what he needed yesterday or last week. And Daniel had to live with this kind of difficulties. Natalie is only 8-year-old. Natalie was born with congenital hyperinsulinism. It necessitates the complete pancreatectomy. So though Natalie suffered from genetic mutation rather than traumatic injury, she has the exact same symptoms, health issues, and risk just as Daniel. Our objectives in this STTR is to develop a good closed-loop, multi-hormonal glycemic control solution so that to improve patient outcome stemming from either traumatic pancreatic injury or loss, during critical illnesses, and for long-term therapeutic maintenance. The challenge is actually larger than what I explained, since dysregulation of blood sugar does not come only when your pancreas does not work well, like in diabetes, or when you lose your pancreas, such as in the battlefield or from genetic mutation. But in fact, many stresses on the body, such as burns, various wounds, stay in ICU or surgeries, can cause the pancreas not to function well. And in fact, under dysregulation of blood sugar, the body cannot heal, which means that if there is a way to save a limb, to save a person's life, we need to control the blood sugar. Control of blood sugar dramatically decreases the morbidity and mortality. This exacerbates itself in battlefield medical operations, when we don't have a full hospital conditions, but we still must control the blood sugar so that our injured soldiers can heal and have better outcomes. So what is the state of the art? The state of the art is what was invented many years ago. In the 1920s, they started with insulin therapy that changed totally the life of diabetic, gave them many more years of life and better health. So what insulin does is one of the hormones of the pancreas, and it reduces the blood sugar level when high. So we give insulin. What's happened when the blood sugar is low? Well, insulin cannot take care of that. So when the blood sugar is low, we ask patients to take sugar, to drink juice, to rest. What is it if it happens overnight? If overnight the blood sugar is low and the person sleeps, the outcome is not good. What if the sensor that checks your blood sugar tells you wrong values? This is not good too. So over the last many years, since the 1930s and until now, insulin therapy became better only in the sense that we have smaller pumps that you can put in your pockets and easy to handle type of devices. But the treatment is totally the same. Another way of treating with insulin was done in the very recent years with beta cell injections to the liver. So they had beta cells, beta islets, that were brought from another pancreas and injected to the body for people without pancreas. The issue there was, in addition to the fact that it's insulin only, is that immunosuppressants started being necessary. Because if it's not your own beta cells, your body start attack them. There are current research that involve these directions mainly, how to package beta cells better, how to make insulin pumps even smaller, how to make the blood sugar level sensors even better. But there is one limitation that goes with all of them. The issue is this: pancreas does not secrete only insulin. It secretes other hormones, and the most important of them for the blood sugar control is the glucagon. So insulin lowers the blood sugar, and glucagon elevates it. So when blood sugar level is low, and this happens also because insulin is being absorbed slowly, then the body goes ahead and secretes immediately glucagon. Glucagon frees available sugars from the liver. It also takes sugars from fat and rapidly increases the blood sugar level. So if you have insulin-only solution, we can take down the blood sugar. We cannot take it fast up. So insulin-only solution leads to fat gain, to reduction of heart adaptivity, and to the real risk when the control system fails. So if you see the pictures on the bottom left, we have early results from Beta Bionics. You can see the green part is where blood sugar should be. The top are when we have single hormone insulin therapy with the best state-of-the-art therapy that is known. And the bottom is one of the first trials, what happened when we try to give dual therapy to people. You see the huge difference. There is just no way to stay in the desired range with the best insulin therapies that we have today. So that's what we want. We need a dual hormone or MID as our system. If you look at this picture, you see what the healthy body does. There are the pancreatic beta cells that release insulin, and there is the pancreatic alpha cells that release glucagon, and this is how the loop closes. So there is this orphan group of non-functioning or missing pancreas. They are horribly ignored by profit companies. They are much smaller markets than diabetes people. On the other hand, the solution may be more straightforward. And here in DARPA, we are not going to leave this orphan group. We're going actually to focus on them. Interestingly, when we focus on them and we'll work on dual hormone therapy, it will not only help the people with the missing pancreas, but will save patients suffering from critical illnesses that affect blood sugar level. It will improve healing and recovery for the wounded and for the burned victims. And it will help them to have longer and better life. Interestingly, this kind of treatment will also improve greatly the treatment for diabetics, because solution for non-working pancreas patients will lead to far better diabetic solution in the fact that they will have increased lifespan, will improve their organ health, avoid obesity, and have long-term health. So the way that this STTR will be structured is the following. We require to have a complete, reliable, closed-loop control system that will do both the sensing and the dual hormone drug therapy. So proposer must develop both monitoring and delivery together in a single autonomous closed-loop system. They must also avoid the need for immune suppressant, so will not take people with one condition and will give them another bad condition. There are two solutions that we're looking for. One solution will be based on mechanical computational approach, which uses machine learning, or in particular, lifelong machine learning techniques, so that to adapt to the need of the person with poor glycemic control to bring it into a perfect control. The other solution we're looking for is biologically engineered multi-hormone systems. And here we're not talking about adding only beta cells that will give insulin, but we're looking for something else. So if you look at the slide, we have here an example of organoid. Organoid is the way that you start from a stem cell, but you develop into a multi-cell small organ, or small piece of an organ. In MIT, they show how they can start having vascularization. And once you have also the vascularization in, not only you have all the cells that you wanted, but the organoid can be larger. We see this as the beginning of a new direction for biological engineered solution for multi-hormone systems. So the STTR phase 1 will require one of two choices, either mechanical computational prototype or the biological engineered prototype. For the computational prototype, you will start with generating biocompatible device specification develop a proof of concept. The prototype will be tested against to meet design specification and then get ready. Similarly, for the biological engineer, now that prototype will be a little bit different, will generate a viable human autologous pancreatic organoid consisting of at least pancreatic alpha and beta cells from iSPSs or stem cells. So the autologous part is in order to have the person use its own cells, and the alpha and beta cells at least is in order to have at least both glucagon and insulin. Once we develop this proof of concept and provide evidence that the organoid actually produces the desired hormone, will be ready to go to phase 2. In phase 2, we will move from the early prototype to the solution. And here the mechanical computational solution will mature so that it will be refined through tests. The machine learning will become better, will adapt better to people, and provide better results. Similarly, the organoid will reach to the level that will enable preclinical studies. We'll look at the size and the amount of cells and the amount of organoids that are needed to provide the full hormones that humans are needed, and we'll bring the organoids to the size and capability of reaching preclinical or clinical feasibility studies. Phase 3 is recommended and is not part of this STTR. Here we would like the companies and the researchers to go ahead and to translate the results into commercial biotechnologies and pharmaceutical applications with the goal of commercialization of phase 2 project for sale in military and or commercial markets. And we'll stand behind you and help you to do this as much as we can. So the SBIR structure goes as following. We're talking on phase 1, which is the prototype, which will take 10 months for $225K. The second phase will take 2 to 3 years and will be $1.5 million. The third one of the translation of the technology will not have direct monetary support, but will help and take it forward with you as much as we can. I'm looking for the best of what industry can give us. Give us the best you can. These people need your help, and the technology can change, so we don't give them the same technology from the 1930s. We can and we are able to give them the best technology so that they'll be healthy and have long and good life. Thank you. So we're going ready to disrupt technology, this technology that make life better. So please do your best. Think how you can do biological solution or computational solution and provide dual hormones or dual medications. We want our men and women to have the best treatment that we can to heal from wounds and burns and other injuries, to have the best longevity and the best life that they can. Thank you so much.